4th down, the final
Here
play.
we are.
Unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey, under pressure, throws it. Incomplete. The Buckeyes win. Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott, off to the races. Can they catch him?
Feature the two backs as receivers, and now a downfield shot on first down for the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State strikes first. Making adjustments again, and there is Smith running free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards. Pressure comes. Shaw, knock it out, and picks it up. Jack Shaw coming down the sidelines. Ohio State scoop and score and dagger from 82 yards.
Here they come.
Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield, and Smith, he's got it. Jeremiah Smith. The 2025 College Football National Champion, Coach Ryan Day, and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Welcome in, Buckeye backers. We are bringing it to you live from Seattle, Washington, to the cornfields of Enid, Ohio. We are the pulse of Buckeye fans across the nation, with Seattle Matt and Buckeye Steve. Here it is. It is game week, brother. Welcome in, Buckeye backers. This is going to be an absolute show. An absolute show. We're starting the season off with the best game of the season. I would have never thought it would be at noon, but that shoe is going to be rocking. We need to hear you. Eardrums need to bust. People their larynx needs to come out their throat, right? You need to be yelling and you need to be loud the entire game, not just third downs. Don't wait for that bell to ring. Get up, get ready to go, get the party started early. And did you see that news article that said flannel warning? You need to bring out your flannel. It's like a flannel because it's going to be cold in the morning. These tailgaters are going to be a little bit chilly. This is fall weather and all the makings.
Came early.
The worst part about the noon game was I was worried it was going to be blistering hot. We were talking about your sunburns if you were going to be in C-Deck, and it's going to be great. It's going to be perfect football weather. A great noon game, actually.
Yeah, last year during that first game against Akron, it was hot out there.
Yeah.
It's like night and day. It's all fall weather already in August. It's Ohio just never knowing what to do when it comes to the weather, I guess. But I don't hate it.
And speaking about not knowing what to do, Ohio State did the right thing. Banned Portnoy. And you know, there's some going back and forth between it, you know, whether, you know, it was Fox's decision or whether it was Ohio State's decision. I hope it was Ohio State's decision. I absolutely hope. And for all the Michigan fans that say that's soft, that's absolutely hard. Like, that's the hardest thing you can do is be like, no, you don't deserve to be in here. You're not glorified enough to get on our field. You haven't proven anything to me to show me that buy your own damn ticket, man. Buy your own damn ticket.
People I've seen have said it the best. They said, don't blame Ohio State for banning Dave Portnoy or whomever for banning him. Blame Dave Portnoy for being a guy worthy of being banned.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, he's banned from NFL stuff. This guy literally bought a whole plane to extend Ryan Day up in the sky. He said things about, said horrific things about his family and all that stuff. This guy doesn't even deserve to be allowed to be in Columbus, as far as I'm concerned. And
yeah, and it's a security
Desmond Howard
concern.
Can get banned with him.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing I've heard. I've heard, you know, if they're not going to ban Desmond Howard, that means Ohio State's not really in the business of banning anyone.
Yeah.
But is this deeper with Fox? Is it kind of a double-edged thing? But like, you've been treating us like this, we're going to treat you. You know, this is something we can control, and we can't control those noon games.
Yeah.
But
I guess if you want to bring in this,
yeah.
It depends on who. It depends on who actually did the. It sounds to me like what got discovered today was there's something in his contract that already stated forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to be during the pregame. He's not going to come in the stadium for halftime, postgame, and that, of course, once we start seeing that he's not on any other halftime or end game panel inside anybody else's stadium, except probably when Fox goes to Ann Arbor, I'm sure he'll get in there just by default. You know, when all that starts happening, of course, he's still going to drive the narrative. Oh, only Ohio State banned me, when it sounds like it wasn't even Ohio State that made that call to begin with. It was in his contract already that he was just there for pregame stuff. So
yeah,
we'll see. I agree with you though. I hope it was Ohio State.
I mean, he's coming out and saying he's banned from campus. Like, I don't know that campus can actually do that. First of all,
they're spinning something with the Barstool too. Like they were supposed to have their show set up there. Well, it's not like you haven't before. I mean, it sounds like it was something.
Bar.
It sounds like it was something on your end that fell through. That is the reason why your stupid Barstool show is not going to be there. So sucks to suck, I guess. Go to Ann Arbor. I mean, they're playing the mighty New Mexico Lobos, so just go set up there. Why not?
Absolutely. All right, Portnoy, I agree with it. If you got banned by Ohio State, awesome. More power to him.
Desmond with you. Woodson could stay. Woodson's all right. He could stay.
Woodson's a dude, man, and he's got some ball. He's got a background in ball. Yeah, I want to hear from that. You know who said it best? Bobby Carpenter. Said it the best. It's like, Portnoy's just a guy. He doesn't know anything about football.
Yep.
And I think he said, he compared it to Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I totally agree with it. He was like, Pat McAfee, he played professional football. Yeah, he was a kicker, but he played professional football. So he knows ball, number one. And number two, he's not a jerk. Right? He's not coming out there on purpose, but he's pumping up the fans anywhere he goes. He just wants to get in that environment, have a good time, and have the fans enjoy themselves. Like, what kind of blowback would Ohio State get if they were like, we invited this guy in here and it ruined everyone's experience because all he's going to do is just be a jerk the entire time. I mean, that's what he makes his living on, being a jerk. Like, he's the fine ball of sports betting.
The only time you heard of this loser before this win streak of theirs was when you saw him on a pizza review every once in a while.
Yeah, honestly, I never even knew.
I didn't even know who he was.
The only thing I knew about him was the pizza reviews. That's the first thing I ever saw. And actually, I enjoy his pizza reviews. Actually, I think they're damn good, and you should.
They're not bad. Yeah, but I mean, that's
good quality information.
Fox made a dumb decision trying to get somebody to match Pat McAfee. It didn't work. You picked the wrong guy. And, I know all these Wolverine fans are saying, well, we're the Big Ten cash cow. We're the ones that moved the needle. No, that's Ohio State. And weird, crazy move by Fox to say, let's put this guy that does nothing but focus all of his attention on Ohio State all the time. Let's put him on our pregame show to entertain the masses when nobody's going to give a crap about them. They're going to go over to College Game Day for Lee Corso's last hurrah. So
absolutely. And which is going to be awesome. Like, everyone wants to see that.
He's got to pick He's got to pick Brutus, right?
Yes.
His first ever pick and his last ever pick. It's got to be
first and last. And it's probably going to be a not so fast. He's going to pick the Longhorn and then not so fast.
I hope he does it. That would be that would hurt my heart if he didn't pick Brutus one last time. I feel like he's got to. Just
the emotion of it, he has to. But Roger Sowers, the game should have been at night. Absolutely, it should have been at night. How awesome would that be? I'd be so stoked. But it's kind of good in a way. We've talked about this before. It gives Julian Singh a chance to just kind of get out there, not think about it all day. He doesn't have to sit there and be like, all right, I'm stressed out. Just go out and play ball. Just go play. Right. Yeah. I think it's actually a good thing for a first year starting quarterback to not have those nerves all day long. You just come out and go.
Yeah. if this was a thing by Portnoy too, this is a good move if Ohio State did do the banning, because then hopefully we get less noon games in the future. But for this instance, I agree with you. I'll take the noon game after thinking about it all and letting
it marinate.
Yeah, giving saying no time to freak out and be like having to wait all day just to go play. So, and I'm sure we'll get into it later what Day said about saying in his little quote. So,
and man, it's just so nice. It's time to stop reflecting on last season on the national title, because there's a new season starting, and Day's talked about it. He's like, you know what? They got to write their own story.
Yep.
There's 14 plus guys gone from that team. This is a new team, an edgy team, a competitive team.
Yeah.
Man, I am ready to see that edge. Like, put me on that edge. I want to see it.
We'll finish the 2024 festivities Saturday and put a nice button on it, and then
absolutely
go on.
Yeah. So are you going to be sitting where you can see the sign unveiling?
Yeah, I'm on. So obviously they're unveiling the sign usually where they line up the enemy fans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in 11A, so we're on the other side of the closed bowl.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be able to look right at it.
Shift on over. All right.
Nope.
That's going to be sweet. All right.
Can't wait.
AZ Buckeye. Hey,
I know him.
He has all the graphics in the world, man, and they are fire. Actually, his graphic is what I used to start the show. I mean, if you saw the thumbnail, that's him, and it's awesome. And I'm going to use another one of his for Thursday's show. All right, and he says there isn't a single college football analyst / pundit that's going to be picking the Buckeyes to win this game, and I love it. Yeah, if we want to be the underdogs, absolutely. Do we?
A lot of guys are picking them.
And you see Feinball talking his crap, man.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they're giving.
He's got to. It's an SEC team now.
Oh, these guys are all surface analysts, right? They're not digging deep. They're surface, so they see all the graduation, all the guys going off to the NFL, but they don't see the experience they've had. They don't see those guys that are just up close and personal. These guys, they're all freaks everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere on this team, it's just nastiness all around. And I see it coming out of Day a little bit. It was pretty intense in there. He was wanting to get right to business, get this over with, and get back to football.
Yeah,
we're going to see an edginess in Day. I think we turned a new leaf, and Day's a different guy.
I hope. Yeah, just seeing him do these pressers this fall camp, he definitely seems like he does have more of an edge for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need that to translate in November when it matters the most. But of course, start with Texas.
Let's get into that. Like what he said about Julian Sain.
Yep.
What he said was absolutely perfect. Loved it. I loved every minute of it. And I posted that. I was like, I took a snippet of that. I was there sitting there watching it, and I was just like, dude, this guy's ready. He's saying all the right things.
Yep.
This team is playing and doing all the right things just as he's saying. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
This is going to be, I don't want to predict it yet, but man, I think Ohio State's going to put a whooping on them. I'm close to, I'm not doing the prediction yet because I'm doing more of a deep dive into Texas tonight and tomorrow before Thursday's show. But I'm starting to lean a little bit that way. I was worried about this when it first came out. I was like, you know what? This is the game Ohio State loses. They're going to break everything in and then build from there.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. The way things are flowing.
Here's the quote, just in case anybody wants to know. He said to Julian Sain, "The message is just to win. Find a way to win. I think when you start setting expectations, you can get yourself out of whack. He's got a good group of guys around him. He needs to lean into those players and find a way to win the game."
And where I separate from that is good group of players, elite group of players around him. Absolutely elite. That's the difference. And what did you notice that if you watched that press conference when he started talking about right tackle.
Yeah.
I think he flipped it back the other direction on me because I thought for sure it was Philip Daniels going in at right tackle, but he said Philip Daniels will get a lot of playing time. He didn't mention Oni Amwa, which
it sounds to me like they're gonna kind of alternate it at first, maybe
just see who's playing better. To me, it sounded like Oni Amwa's going to get the start now. At first mention. And for the past few weeks, I've been like, yeah, it's definitely Philip Daniels. Like the way they're talking about him, he's just kind of turned that edge. But maybe that was a little bit of a motivational thing for Oni Alma to get his butt in gear too.
It's possible, play chess, not checkers.
I really think Ryan Day is starting to get a little bit of that Urban Meyer edge that I'm gonna mind fuck these guys a little bit and get them going.
I hope, please,
man. Lean into that, man. That's one of your mentors. Lean into that. Like, if you're going to do stuff like that, oh, man. All right, here we go. Ryan,
what's up, Buckeye, bro?
Dude? There he is.
One of my 2 former co-hosts.
Good to see you, Ryan. It's finally game week. Let's go, Bucks. It's time. It is time.
Shortest off season of all time. Shortest off season. It has to be the one where we win it. I feel like I haven't gotten to talk enough shit yet.
Someone counted down the days. Patrick Murphy actually calculated it, he said, instead of just asking Google. He counted. I wanted to say it was like 239 days, but I'm sure Gronk could tell us real quick if we wanted to know.
Yeah. But,
dude, but let's get back into that. Like, what Day's saying to this team, the edge he has, the fire he has. He made another comment later on, and I was like, all right, dude. Because they were asking him, you didn't really get JJ the ball much. Like, they kind of shut him down. They were asking about that, are you going to try to spread it around to other receivers, whatever. And he was like, paused a little bit, and he was like, I think the penalties are really what killed us more than anything. And I was like, thank you. 5 of 7 drives were killed by penalties in that game.
Yeah.
5 of the opening 7 drives.
Yeah.
I think that they would have actually demolished Texas had they not given up those drives because of penalties.
Yeah.
And one of them was that Travion Henderson 15-yard penalty. Like, we were about to score. It was about to go up 14-0. We're like, here we go again. And these games are huge momentum builders. Like, if you keep going, you get those guys down, you stomp on their neck while they're down. Game over. And that's what happened to Oregon. They couldn't climb back out of that hole. And Ohio State was about to do it again. That's why I'm starting to lean into it. I was like, if they can clean up shop, if they can keep it a clean game, you also mentioned that. It needs to be clean. It needs to be clean. Like, you can't be committing stupid penalties that kill a drive.
I think this game's going to be ugly for both. And I mean, like,
it's a first game. Yeah.
There's
going to be mistakes.
This is arguably, if not totally, the biggest game ever to start a season for anybody in the history of college football. So
there was never a 1 versus 2, and that was what it was looking like in the coaches poll, at least.
Yeah, until the AP robbed us. But and honestly, they should have had us at number 2, because if we win this game 2 or 3, we go to 1 anyway. So they should have just did it for the week. But it's going to be ugly a good majority of the time. But as long as you're the prettiest of the ugly, you'll get the win. So I love what he said about saying he does seem to like, he even has more confidence in saying going into the season than he did Kyle McCord going into 2023 season. So that's a good first step. So if Sayin goes out and makes mistakes, just rebound from it as quickly as possible, hopefully immediately, and just let the chips fall where they may. And like Day said, we got good playmakers around him, good defense, good special teams, which that remains to be seen.
Great players around him. I want to preface that. What I've seen is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's definitely got way better talent
with these guys. The offensive line, phenomenal. The linebackers, phenomenal. The DBs, phenomenal. The entire defense looks excellent.
Yeah,
and that's where it should be our weakness, right?
Right.
Defensive tackle, and we got some talking to do about that, but we'll get there. Offensive line, phenomenal. Receivers, phenomenal. Tight ends, phenomenal. Running backs, got to prove it to me. But with Lachlan there, I think they're going to prove it real quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about them. Yeah, going back to the Philip Daniels Oniawan thing, though. I don't care who starts. Just keep Julian Sain clean.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. As long as you're not getting blown up by these Texas D linemen, because they're going to have probably the best or one of the best D lines in the country this year.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you do that, Sain will find the guys. I'm not worried about that.
And you know what?
Keep him clean.
That defensive tackle or defensive end, Collins,
Yep.
robbed JJ of freshman of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely robbed him of that.
Yeah. And speaking of JJ, you mentioned how he only had like one catch for 4 yards. I can't imagine a world where that happens again against this team.
Well, the other thing was,
I want him over 30 yards receiving.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like that, but could he do worse than 4 yards? I really hope not, because if that's the thing, we're not winning this game. So
yeah. Well, we find a way to do it last time, so it's just have some other person has to cover for it. You're gonna have to have big plays. Yeah, Ennis is one of my unsung heroes. I think he's gonna have a monster of a year.
Agreed.
Just flashes. I know everyone's got tape because of all the plays he made last year, but give Ennis a chance, man. Wait till he gets there. I'm really looking forward to what he has to do, especially the speed. Speed. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Man, you got me on another tangent that I was going to get into. The defensive tackle. Let's go there. All right. Man, Jason Moore gets hurt. He's been in a boot. So we don't talk about him anymore. Edric Houston had that injury. Man, it could be nagging this whole season.
He'll be
what we've heard, what we heard, I think he's going to be fine. Like he said, I'll be good. Yeah. I'll be good. Week 1. He wouldn't give any more information. I'll be good. Week 1, I'll be good. So I think, he'll be fine. But if, that lingers a little bit or it becomes, kind of like acute on chronic, he gets injured again, which I hope it's gone, it's over with. But if that were to happen, then you have Jason Moore down. Then you're on Will Smith Jr., which has been showing up good. You're on Tywone Malone, which we've been hearing good things. And then Jaquez Carter, man. Oh, Ryan Day said he's twitchy.
I love that word.
Twitchy. And DT.
That means he's a freak.
What? He's getting through that line? All right, Jaquez Carter. Because he's a big boy.
Here's the thing, though, and I've said this to you before, and I've said it on another show I've done. I truly do think the defensive line this year is going to do better than they have since 2019, especially in the sacks department, because of what I think Matt Patricia is going to do with these guys. But if, let's say, the defensive line isn't fully up to snuff right off rip, A, I think they'll eventually get there, but B, I'm so confident in the back 7 that if the D-line isn't doing their job great, I know we got 7 guys behind them that are born and ready to go. So, but obviously you'd like to see all 11 pieces of the puzzle function at a high level every single game. And I think the cuffs are finally off the defensive line unit. The numbers they put up last year with the handcuffs on was phenomenal. So hopefully with Matt Patricia and Larry Johnson, who from what Day was saying, sounds like everybody loves the guy, even the coaches. He's working well with it, Larry Johnson and everybody.
Yeah, and that's a lot what Ryan Day was saying too. Like everything's looking good. Like saying taking command of the huddle. He's taking command of the scheme.
Yeah.
And he's going out there and he's being productive. Well, now you got to do it on the field. I mean, that's different. But guess who else has to do it on the field? Mr. Manning. And Mr. Manning, he comes from pedigree. But that pedigree that he has come from has not put him in the shoe in front of 100,000 people plus screaming their lights off and making it so hard for him to even think. Yeah, he's been around it, but he hasn't been in it. You know what I mean? He hasn't been the signal caller when you can't hear shit. So if that shoe gets loud like we know it can, like it did in 2005 for Texas, like it did in 2016 for Michigan, like it did way back when Chris Gamble got that interception and ran it back to the house. And I think about that because I just made a cut-up video of it for the number 7 days from Buckeye football. I've been counting it down all the way from 99. We're down to 4 today. And I haven't put fours out there, so we can't run over because I got to get it out before midnight.
Santonio?
Santonio's on there. Yeah, I already made that. But I add people to it. You know,
Fair.
when there's too many good teams or good people
Players.
that have worn that number, I gotta add a couple.
Oh, you're gonna have like a skyscraper size page for number 2.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
Just gonna be flashes of different players.
Yeah.
Bugsy's daddy, man. I love Bugsy's daddy. He's awesome.
I love that bandana.
Always here. Yeah. Sorry I'm late. Just going to rewind and start from the beginning. No, man, just join us in here. You can watch the beginning later. We'd like to have you in the show live, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate your love. Bugsy's always here, man. He's always sharing my stuff. Just good dude. Love it.
Oh yeah.
Where's
our boy Doug?
All the time. Doug. Hey man,
Doug.
I'm waiting for Doug. Doug. Hey
Where you
man.
at?
The wolf pack is not the same without you.
True. Yeah, definitely. I'm just so not I'm stoked for the game, but I'm just so excited to see what this defense can look like right off rip against a team that's, unless they shoot themselves in the foot after this game, will be in the playoffs and is a favorite to win the Natty and stuff like that. So, boy, if we can, even though it's just game 1 and both teams are going to be rusty, there's going to play ugly. If we can just have a great defensive game against Texas, I feel a lot of confidence coming in for the games to come. So it's definitely going to be telling right off rip how much work this defense really needs to do. Yeah. And like everything we need to clean up right off rip. So I'm very I wish it was game 2 instead of game 1 for obvious purposes. Like if we had Will Howard come back, I'm like, oh yeah, let's roll out game 1. I would like saying to have that layup, but hey, it's your team now, and this is the biggest opportunity to start a season any Buckeye quarterback has ever had ever. So seize the day.
We forgot some of the biggest news out there as far as schematically. The offensive coordinator is where he should be, in the box. Brian Hartline's in the box.
Yep.
You got to. There is absolutely no freaking way that he could be on the sidelines. And I know some guys are built for the sidelines, and some guys are just need that energy and need to, feel their team, get a feel for, look a guy in the eyes and see how he is. But that's why you have some people upstairs, some people on the field. Like someone is going to have to step up into that role for Ryan Day, not for Ryan Day, for Brian Hartline. But he's got to be in the box. You got to see that whole field. You got to separate yourself from the emotion of the game. You get behind that glass. I've been in the press box. You don't hear hardly anything. It's very muffled. So, like even when the band's playing, when the team comes out, like you don't hear all that rip roaring. It's sterile, right?
Exactly.
And you get to concentrate a little bit more on just keeping yourself in tune for the game. Seeing it all, like when you're up there in the bird's nest, you can see the entire field, so you know where that defense is shifting, what plays to call next, how to set up that. It's very important schematically to know all that, and I wouldn't trust, as being a coordinator myself, if I was the coordinator, I wouldn't trust someone else to convey that to me, right? Yeah. You want to have complete control of that because it's on you. You make those wrong calls, and I'm sure you trust your cohorts, right, calling plays, but you got to establish that flow. You got to call the plays, and you got to get the blowback for it. So you might as well be up there.
Yeah, I've never been a person to understand why an offensive and defensive coordinator call their plays from the field anyway. Because you're right, having that sky view up there, you're able to see tendencies that a player has a lot better as a coordinator on the opposing team, so you can make the proper adjustments. You can see what base defense are running, what alternate from film, from what you've seen. Obviously, there's not going to be a whole lot. They'll use film from last year. but they could have added some things that we don't even know about because it's game one. But it gives you everything you need as a coordinator, offense or defense, to know how to counter. It's a big game of chess up there. So
absolutely,
you're not going to see the board and where you're moving from a level playing, view.
Yeah,
definitely agree.
Yeah, you get that checkmate when you're up in the box. You can design that. AZ Buckeye. Yeah. Are you nervous for Arch and his scrambling / running ability? I think we have too much speed from our linebackers and our edges for him to get away too often. Yeah, sometimes the speed can overrun, so there's that. But I don't think Arch is really that guy that's cutting it back a whole lot. I think he's got good athletic ability, but not the type where, I'm Michael Vickett it out there where you overrun the play and he cuts back against the grain on you. So I'm not worried about them overrunning. I am absolutely not really concerned about him running because, first of all, it's already in his head from getting knocked out of the game, just a few months ago. I mean, some were saying he was possibly concussed. But, dude, when you take hits like that and you're that darling quarterback, you take one hit, like they got to hit him early and hit him often, get him out of check right away. And you know what? Their weakness is the offensive line. So once they realize that our defensive line is no joke and K-Mac gets in there, boom. If he does this, that means dominance, right? Because he's wearing that shirt underneath his shoulder pads that says dominance, all right?
Yep.
So when he busts through that line like everyone's been talking about at practice, I saw it, man. I was just like, that's a big dude getting through there that quick, man. Watch out.
Whichever quarterback is kept the cleanest and is given the most time back there and isn't running for their lives to build that, to destroy their confidence every play, the other one's going to win. So it has to be Julian Saint. Julian Saint has to be kept the cleanest, and we'll win if that happens. So,
and going back to this, like our linebackers, Matt Patricia said, the easiest thing about calling plays with them is they just cover so much ground. Like it's easier because these guys are huge. I mean, you're talking 6'4" linebackers that have speed, running 4 or 5 40s. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles. People are talking a lot about Arvell Reese and his freak athletic ability. Sonny Styles is just as big of a freak, dude.
Yeah.
Just as big. Like, I think Sonny Styles leads the team in tackles at the end of the year. That's who I got to pick. In fact, that's our trivia question of the day. So by the end of, let's see, I got hats coming week 4, and I'm going to start asking trivia questions. So this is trivia question number 1. All right. And then 5 points for this. Who leads the team in tackles for the Texas game? What's your pick?
Ooh. Well,
and in the chat, I want to hear it. Like, you're all getting points. If there's a tie, then Gronk gets to decide. I'll randomly put your name in.
You obviously have to count the fact that their O-line is supposedly their biggest weakness. So the D-line should be able to eat a lot more. But I'm gonna go Arvell Reese. I think he's gonna finish the year with the most tackles on the team in general. So I think he immediately makes a name for himself and proves to everybody what I've known and a lot of other people have known about him, that he's just going to be a dog. He's going to be a dog for this team. And, no offense to Cody Simon. I know he was great, but I think Arvell Reese has a chance to be way better than him. So I think we overall upgraded at the linebacker position.
I'm going Styles, for the season and for this game. So we're just picking Texas for this trivia question. So anyone in the chat that wants to join in for your chance at winning one of these, and this is not like some cheap ass hat. I brought branded Bills hats with the Buckeye Backers logo on it. Best of the
They're
best,
nice,
right? Like $40 hats. All right.
Nope.
Nothing, and I got 60 of them, so we'll be giving them away. Some will be up for sale too. My prediction: Arch won't finish the game if he runs often.
That's a solid prediction.
And he's like, you know what? Once he runs a couple of times and he gets hammered, I think he'll think twice about doing it again. He thought twice about doing it in the Cotton Bowl. Arvell, 6 tackles. You got him, AZ Book.
I think that'd be a good first start stat line for him.
6.
Hopefully a sack too with that. I want to see him get at the quarterback at least once.
Oh yeah, we need to see some sacks. That's for damn sure.
Because I need to know what I'm getting out of Arvell Reese right off rip. I need to know.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be beautiful what we see.
Yeah. Only time's going to tell, man. Only time's going to tell. What I want to see is turnovers.
TikTok. We're here.
From this team, I want to see turnovers. Yes. That's the biggest thing. That is a game changer. That's the great equalizer. I always will say, talent equated game, who wins the turnover battle? That usually decides it. Penalties, field position, you can say what you want about those. They help. Mm-hmm. But if there's a significant difference in the turnover battle, that's a team that won 9 times out of 10.
I think we'll get a couple. And hopefully we at most give them just one. So if we can win the turnover battle, especially, or if God forbid we pull an Oregon Natty game where we turn it over 4 times and still win by 20 plus, which don't see that happening, of course. But I also don't see what Paul Feinbaum says, where Texas isn't just going to win; they're going to blow us out. I don't see either team blowing either out. If either team gets blown out in this game, that team's got some issues to figure out, because this should be a battle to the final seconds. That's how close it should be. So, but hey, if we do blow out Texas, though, I'm not going to complain about that.
You know what's interesting about that? They got into it a little bit today because of Matt Patricia being there. Yeah. Sark's known for his call sheet to start the game. He scripts the plays, and those are always highly successful. But he's not going to really know unless he goes back and studies Matt Patricia. And where are you going to go back and do that with the Patriots? Yeah, maybe. And you might get some tendencies there, but it's going to be a hard script.
Yeah, it sounds like Matt Patricia is running a very similar defense to Knowles, but he's added a lot of his own wrinkles to things. So that just leads me to believe that this defense is gonna have a really good shot to be just better overall than last year's, which is crazy to say. And I hope that happens more than anything, because there's a lot of folks that live in a state up north, green or blue, who laughed at the hire just like the blue ones laughed at Chip Kelly. Oh yeah. And look how that worked out for us. So I think there's going to be a lot of them punching their pillow at night when they see Matt Patricia succeed as a DC for us. So, if I'm wrong, I'll gladly eat my words. But
I honestly think it's going to be great too. I'm highly confident in them.
The players already love him more than they ever loved Knowles. That's a start. So.
Oh, and then going back to this, it's like somebody's got to make plays. They told Day, during the press conference, you have all these. Someone's got to make plays in big games. Someone's got to make those big plays. And he's like, you know what? I'll tell my guys that. Everyone laughs. If you're watching the press conference, and sometimes it's as little as that. This is football, guys. Yeah. And I've said it before on podcasts previously during season. It's football. Don't overthink it. Get your Caleb's and your Jeremiah's close to the ball, making plays. You win the game. All right. Don't overthink it. Someone did ask that too. Can you overanalyze? Yeah, absolutely you can. And Day said, yes, you can overanalyze. And that's what he did against Michigan. And I'm sorry to bring this back up again, bad news, because we're going into the highlight of college football season, 1 versus 3 in the shoot to open up Labor Day weekend. Man, does it get any better? But yeah, you can overthink it, overanalyze it. And Day talked about, it's just win the game. Just win the game, right? So they asked, are you going to ease the quarterback in? He's like, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? And they're like, just design plays to get them in a rhythm, and maybe
a script.
If that's what's going to win the game, if that's what they think's going to win the game. But he also said, are we going to come out and sling the ball 60 times a game? No. Are we going to run the ball the majority of the time of the game? No. We're going to try to find that balance. But if that's what it takes to win, you're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes what they figured out last year is you can set up the run with the pass, right?
Yeah.
And if that, you got to determine your team. If your team's designed to run the ball first to create space, then launch it downfield and take to the passing attack, that's the traditional train of thought, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that will work, but everything's been developing in college football. Sometimes you got to pass first, like they did against Tennessee. That opened up the run.
Absolutely.
Guess what happened against Oregon? Pass first, open up and run. When you got talented receivers like that, a lot of times that's the best strategy. Chuck it. Like, would I be surprised if Julian Sayin opens up with launching it down the field? No, not at all.
That would be.
But they're gonna play those DBs back. That famous picture that he was triple covered. They were just playing like almost a prevent defense. They were letting you have anything over the middle. That's why they were just dink and dunk and wait for them to make a mistake. They were playing like bend but don't break. And we started breaking because of all the penalties. You could have seriously done, if you go back and look at that tape, most of the time you could have done curl routes, 4 wide, just everyone do an 8-yard curl wide open. And that's what he was doing. And honestly, Will Howard was hit in the middle of that. And that's why Jeremiah Smith didn't get the ball, because he wasn't going to the ends. First line of sight was straight in front, curl route right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just more good reason why Hart lines up in the box, because he, especially for Julian Sayin's first start, he needs to be able to see the things that Julian Sayin isn't going to be able to see right off rip. He needs to be able to be up there in a not surrounded by a bunch of crowd noise and stuff, and just able to communicate with his quarterback and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing from their defense. Just, and audible if you have to, just get Sayin as comfortable as possible. I won't be shocked if we start out pretty run heavy and maybe throw like a screen pass or, some slants here and there to start it out, get them comfortable. But I do believe at some point in this game, no matter the score, they're going to let Julian sling it a good amount. So I'd say he probably throws 30, 35 times, maybe. If all things go well, that is. Probably at worst, maybe like 22-ish. So in that range.
What is up? Dev is in the show. Thanks for joining us, brother. Max and
Brandon
is. Will be Julian's best friend on Saturday. Yes, absolutely. It's just so difficult with all the weapons that they have to predict who's going to be leading it as a wide receiver. You got to take those shots to JJ. JJ's got to get the ball. Day did say today, he was like, you know what? You can't have a specific number that you're going to give, your star player, but are they the ones that are going to win the game? Yeah. So you got to get them the ball. You got to design plays to get them the ball. You just can't be like, all right, they have to have 14. But I do want 12 targets to JJ. Like me personally, if you don't have 12 targets to JJ, that is a fail. That is a fail. I give you an F on my grade. My stat sheet, boom, F. You didn't even try.
I don't care if even like 7 of those are just short little dinky dunk passes. Get the ball in his hands, and we saw what he did against Oregon. You just get him on a little short pass, and he takes it to the house. Like, just let Jeremiah do what he does when he gets the ball in his hands. And I agree with Bugsy's dad too.
Yeah,
Max Clare, he's going to be able to be a weapon X in this game. Like this is arguably will end up being the best tight end we've had in quite some time, at least 10 years. If you want to count like Jeff Ironman be one of the better ones, which I would say he was. So I'm excited to see him in this offense. I'm excited to see how many times Jeremiah Smith gets the ball, how many catches he's got, because that'll be a big topic after, the 4 yards against them in January. So, and he's hungry and he wants it. So I'm sure they have plenty of plays, but it's up in it. And this is another good thing. Brian Hartline being the OC, he's going to feed his dudes, and he's not going to forget Jeremiah Smith in the second half of games and only get him 1 catch or 0 catches in the entire second half of games. So he's going to make sure 4 gets his. because he wants Ford to go to New York and he wants Ford to get the Biletnikoff and all that good stuff. So
this is my problem. I don't think that offensive line is built the same as it was last year. I think we have some road graders there that have that nastiness to them.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to run the ball because of that offensive line better to start games. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of run heavy to start this game, just because they know what they got and that's the team that they have. Yeah, can they get the ball out? Do they have a gunslinger at quarterback? Yes. Can he throw from all angles? Yes. Does he have a quick release? Yes. Does he read defenses well? Yes. Does he make good decisions? Yes. But when you have a nasty offensive line just breaking the will of people, I'm struggling to find out how a defense stops this team ever. This isn't the number one offense by the end of the year, and even by 4 or 5 games in it, this has got to be the number one offense in the nation.
They should be no worse than a top 10 offense. Hopefully, it's number one. We'll just have to see how other teams do and how we fare with Julian at quarterback and stuff like that. But I think our O-line is poised to be better than last year's, because obviously last year's with the injury and stuff like that. There you go. Welcome.
I feel complete.
Welcome in, complete. Doug. We were asking about you, bud.
The Wolf Pack is now official.
But yeah, I think this offensive line has a better chance to be better than last year's unit and hopefully healthier. And I think that's going to have a lot to do with the development they're getting from Tyler Bowen and what they learned from Justin Fry, of course, last year. Because a lot of people point out, oh, they lost like 2 or 3 starters. Well, we had a lot of guys who got good playing time last year too that are going to be starters now. So this O-line has every opportunity, like you've mentioned, to win that Moore Award. So,
yes, they do.
And this is a great start to go get that.
I am seriously disappointed if they do not win it. I'm seriously disappointed. Like, that would be one of the worst things to happen, really, for me.
That means we lose probably like 3 games if they're not even in contention for that. You know what I mean? Like, they have to at least be in contention. And if they are, that lets me know, okay, the O-line did their job this year. You know, so.
Dev, this is really, I love this because I was a running back, right? So the first place I like to look is the offensive line, because I know specifically that it can make or break you as a running back. It can also make or break you as a quarterback. So saying that our offensive line dominates their defensive line is their strong point. Offensive line is one of our strong points. I can't even find a strong point anymore. It's just good everywhere. I can find maybe what our biggest questions are, which will be quarterback and defensive line, but still probably a strong point. And then our D-line holds up against theirs. I think our D-line crushes their offensive line. Absolutely, just crushes.
They should.
And yes, if both those things happen, we win this ball game, especially at home. And Doug, 4 more wake-ups, man. 4 more wake-ups. I'm not going to get any sleep now. Thanks a lot, man.
Can we all just agree to go to sleep tonight and just wait until Saturday morning to wake up, just so it goes faster?
I can sleep for a few days. I'd have no problem. I could sleep right now. I can sleep standing up if I wanted to, I think.
Me too. I haven't been getting good sleep lately, so I need it.
Top 5 offense, top 10 defense.
That's a natty.
Yeah, that's a natty. You're right.
At least natty caliber.
Hey, Dev, did you just have a show, man? I'm sorry I missed that, brother.
Oh, yeah, sounds like it was a good one. Awesome. Go Bucks.
Mika, go Bucks. Thanks for joining us. All right, man. 4 more wake-ups. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I'm ready for the towel. I'm ready to judge if these new traditions Bjork set up are good or bad or whatever else in between. I'm ready to have some questions answered. Not fully, of course, because this is just game 1, but it is a pretty big game 1. So it's going to answer a good amount of things. And, obviously after that, our next toughest game will be in like 3 or 4 weeks after that when we go to Washington. So whatever happens in this game, win or lose, we need to make sure that we get anything fixed by that game, because that's going to be a tough first road game for Julian Sand in his career. So,
wow. Mika, I think we have the number 1 defense this season, lead the nation in sacks and tackles for loss. I think we have the athletes to do it. Whether they do that or not, that's a different story. That's a pretty impressive feat to have right there. I do have the trivia question out here. Who leads in tackles for this game? All right. We're going to do a combining trivia, and eventually you get the chance to win a Buckeye Backers hat made from branded bills. Best of the best, man. So get those in there, because we only have 3 people that have answered so far.
I said this on a show I was on the other night, that my hot take for this team was not only will the defensive line have more sacks than they've had since 2019, but the defense will also in total eclipse the sack totals from 2019 and 2024, which 2019 we had 38 sacks from defensive line alone, 54 in total for the team. And then last year we had 32.5 sacks for the D-line, 53 in total for the team. If we replicate those numbers or do even better, like I think we will, I think we'll get like 60 sacks as a team this year if Matt Patricia does things right. If we do that, back-to-back is very likely. Very likely. We need that defense to put up numbers, get in the backfield, and disrupt all quarterbacks. So
remember early last season when Will Howard would make a numbskull decision? I like that term. We kind of forgot because we won the Natty. Yeah, I do remember that.
And people and Wolverine fans, of course, changed their narrative to bashing Kyle McCord all of 2023 and white knighting him now, coming to his rescue. Yeah, I get Will Howard lost to the team up north too, but A, I never had a question if Will was a leader or not, and if he had the cojones to lead a team. And B, he more than made up for it because he's got one of these.
Bugsy's got Downs. You meant Downs, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to take that as your word for it, Bugsy.
For the tackles, yeah. It's not. I mean, I think Caleb Downs is going to lead the team in sacks this year. I think he has a great shot. They love blitzing him at the quarterback. I think that'll happen. And he was tied for the lead, I believe, in like interceptions and stuff. So
Mika's got a new show Thursdays at 8 p.m. on the Ohio podcast. All right.
Okay.
Cool. Thursdays at
great guys over there.
8 p.m. I'm going to be planning for mine usually on Thursdays because that's when Seattle Matt joins us. He's, the other half of the show.
I haven't seen him in a minute.
Dude's a busy man. I only have time for in season. I don't have time for anything else because
I get it.
He is
doing a show year round is a grind. I get it.
He is a big wig, man. He's a really, really big wig. So I mean, he's got more important things to do than talk Buckeye football. But when he does, he loves it.
Is there really, truly things more important? I'm just kidding.
No, not really. But I mean, he'd rather be talking Buckeye football. But he is insane. I don't think he wants me to talk about it. But if you knew the kind of things that guy did, it'd blow your mind. Anyway, the news about Tegra stepping up. We hands down have the best offensive line in the country. I think the tackles are good, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I think the tackles are going to be great.
Best interior line. Okay.
Yeah, and Tegra looks great to me. I mean, his bend has been awesome. Watching them run the drills, we're as close to the offensive line as you can get. And watching him move was completely different than last year. Last year, he dominated standing up right out of his stance. And just because he's big and powerful.
A little off topic, but did you see Josh Fryer made the team? You see Josh Fryer made the Cardinals? He made an NFL team. As much as we ragged on him for not being great for years at Ohio State, but that so-called first-round running back that the Wolverines had that went undrafted got waived today. Karma.
Heck yeah. Mika, I mean, I'm going to have to check that out, man, for sure.
I see 28-21.
28-21. Yep. Yes, Caleb Downs. All right. Steve, we got to text you about a show this week, possibly. Yeah, man. I'm down to always talk Ohio State football. In fact, I can't help but talk Ohio State football constantly. I think everyone around me is annoyed because that's all I do. That's all I talk about. Thing. And I find myself being like, I got to get out of this conversation because I'm pretty sure they don't want to talk about Ohio State football stuff. I just need to shut up and walk away.
Right.
Yeah. Buckeye boys will always be helping them for sure. Love them. Love talking ball with those guys. Absolutely. Mello and Dev are the best. And they help me out a lot, man. They need to outlaw booing. It isn't productive. It is. We need a boo day.
They got plenty of it for me after that Team Up North game. Brother got plenty of it.
Julian Samuel will look way different in the first game than he will the rest of the season. Probably be a lot like CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I hope he starts out good and then just looks like Thanos out there, just snapping his fingers.
I honestly think that the nickel thing is overrated. I think you're going to see him play his hybrid role, like Bugsy had talked about.
Yeah,
it just depends on the situation. If you know anything about Patricia, you know that he's going to change things. The week it's going to be different. All about taking away their number one threat.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you'd say that would be the passing game. Haven't really studied their running backs too much, but with their offensive line being a weak point, I would imagine that they're going to be pass heavy. And I need to know more about their receivers too. So I haven't studied Texas a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we go. Mika knows her stuff about recruit, Steve. Mika.
Good. As you should.
Down with the recruiting. Mika's a recruiting guru. That's awesome. Hey, that's the lifeblood of the program. So bring it. I love to watch. You guys have all talked me into it. Mika, get me to follow. I'll be there. I'll be there for that on Thursday night at 8:00. Boom. All right, what else? What else from the press conference did we want to talk about today? We got the captains tomorrow. So I will be there videotaping that, trying to ask questions. So if anyone has a question that they really want to ask one of the captains tomorrow, shoot it on here now, and I'll try to get that done if I think it's appropriate.
Ask Caleb Downs how many interceptions he's getting Saturday, and why is it 3?
Why is that number 3?
Yeah, that would be a fever dream. Josh Fryer, 3-star. Yeah, he was.
Another way. The other thing is, did you see that McLaughlin got cut from the Bengals?
I kind of the Bengals.
Is it the injury, you think? Or is it just the Bengals being the Bengals? He's going to go show out somewhere else, isn't he?
I don't know how much he did play in the preseason. I don't think he did a ton. But I'm sure, he'll probably go on the practice squad and then maybe eventually get brought up or something, I'm sure. So he's a great center. You could put him in other spots too. He'll either find a new home or he'll stay with Cincy and eventually get his time to shine.
Doug, did you say, I don't think Doug answered who was going to have the most tackles against Texas, and neither did Dev. Get it in here, man. Hey, how many stars did Josh Simmons have?
In the preseason?
No, how many stars did he have as a recruit?
I think he was a 2 or 3-star.
Yeah, he had to be pretty low.
Yeah, I
imagine.
I actually think he was. State. Yeah, I actually think he was a 2-star. I got round. You. Hold up. Recruiting profile.
I'm sure he was a 2-star, man. I would bet money on it.
Oh, he was a 3-star for 247 Sports, but his composite was a 4-star.
Oh, low 4. Mika, bringing it.
4. So
there we go.
And we turned him into a first-round lineman. Crazy.
Still awesome. Low 4-star.
And he fell to the perfect team for him.
Doug's got Sonny. I got Sonny too.
There really is no wrong answer because anybody we pick for this, most tackles, as long as they have a crap ton, we did our job. So just need everybody to show out, get Texas off the field as much as possible, rattle Arch, and let the Buckeyes do what they do. Hopefully it won't be as much of a nail biter this time around for us. We'll just get it done and feel comfortable in the fourth quarter instead of sweating. That'd be great.
Dev's got Sonny too.
Fair.
Oh, Doug. I think I saw Dev. No, it was just Doug. All right.
Jake Cook is a 3-star freshman. That dude is already running in the 2 deep. Dude is going to be a dog.
Jake
I like it. Hell yeah.
Man. So get there early if you're going to the game, 11 o'clock. They're going to have something special because they're really talking that up. They want you in there. I think probably the bell is going to be rung then. So whoever's doing the celebrity bell ringing is probably at 11 o'clock. They have something special going. You're going to see Brutus making an entrance from the tunnel on his own. So
Cool.
That's going to be kind of fire. Also, if you're loud enough, the fans earn the Buckeye leaves, which is an electronic Buckeye leave. I thought it was going to be physical ones, and I was like, that's kind of cool because you can't take tickets home anymore. They don't do the ticket stubs.
I think it's
like
just
a
something they
collector's
put
item,
on
I
the
thought would be
board.
cool. But they are already giving you the towel. So, I mean, if you're going to the game,
Yeah.
you get the towel. Brandon
Honestly,
is, if he thinks he'll be worth the wait, low, hard.
How hard was it not to transfer?
How hard? That's a good one. All right. I think he might have been asked that before, but I'll double check.
Yeah, I'm interested to see these new traditions, and I hope if we're doing this electronic Buckeye thing and they put it on the video board, I hope we eventually get a video board big enough to complement those, because we need one on both ends. Ross Bjork, get us new scoreboards. Stop keeping us outdated.
Sorry, Dev, I didn't write it down. Dev is Sonny. All right, there we go.
I'm the only one on the RFL restrain.
Only one on. I mean, so if Sonny does in fact lead in tackles, I will put it into Gronk and ask him to choose a random out of all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sonny Styles.
Damn.
Jake Cook, man.
Y'all a bunch of RFL Reese haters.
No one likes Reese. If he lines up an outside linebacker, you kind of restrict the field a little bit, but maybe. Just depends.
Everybody's going to know his name by season's end.
I mean, everyone on here knows his name already. Buckeye fans know his name. But I guess you could probably say that we're all hardcore fans, right?
I like
that are on here now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody in this chat right now is for sure. I don't have to question anybody's Buckeye card. They should be able to send you your Buckeye sticker to your phone. Oh, is that how? That would be sweet. I would love that if we had an app to download it on, and you could just have that forever and look back and be like, yeah, I got this many from this game and stuff like that. That would be so cool. I doubt they've done that far yet, but we'll see. That'd be cool. They did that. I'll let you guys know.
Deb got Sonny in first. He's like, come on, man. Get with it. Get with
he
it,
wants
brother. Yeah,
extra prizes if he wins.
Text me when you want, man. I'm in for a show later this week. I am doing one Thursday night, so let me know. I do also, unfortunately, our Backers Network is starting a Wolverine Backers, so I got to help them.
I've been seeing that account.
Yeah. Actually, the best one right now is Vandy Backers, man. They're doing work.
What is that? Germany's?
Yeah, Germany's Wolverine Backers. Yep. Man. I wonder if Arch will risk trying to. We talked about that, Doug, and
he will.
Go back and look at the comments. Yeah, he's going to till he gets that first hit, and that's why I said they need to attack him hard and attack him often, get his mind out of it right away. Think of the things. All right, you have a multitude of things that's going through his head. First of all, already a little bit like I don't know about going against this team. Those guys are tough, man, because he got knocked out in the last game. All right. Then you're going on the road, your first start in a hostile environment. You get hit again, you're going to think twice, man. And football is an emotional game. Football is a very headsy game. If you can get in someone's head from the start, and that's what I try to teach my young wrestlers. I coach wrestling, so I try to teach the wrestlers, like, you got to get in their head from the start. If you get after them right now, right now, you're getting in that kid's head and they're done. They're giving up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It works at all levels. If you hit them right now, you think back to most people on here probably played football, but you think back to that one team that just hit you in the mouth right away. I could picture it. I know the exact time it happened. Got hit in the mouth right away. And it's actually, ironically enough, against Bell Fountain. So running down on the kickoff, man, I just got popped. And I was a freshman, man. I played for a small school, so you could play as a freshman if you were halfway decent. So I run down the field and just got blocked and boom, knocked back. And I was like, oh, man, they got a weight program for sure. Man, and it got in my head, man. It got in my head. And I took that with me wherever I went, man. I'm going to pop people no matter what, man. And every time. Because I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the contact. And that's why I got into football, because I got my butt beat from my neighbors across the street. The older neighbors, about 2 or 3 years older. And I loved every minute of it. So that's what we got to do. We got to get in their head right away. Pop that man. Pop him right away. And pop him early. Pop him off and get after him. Throw his ass to the ground. Get a couple penalties in there. I don't give a shit. Get him out of the game. Not like physically hurt him, but get his head out of the game from the get-go. It's like
we always say when it comes to our offense, that we want to stay on schedule. We don't want to get behind the sticks, get ourselves off schedule. We gotta get them in the backfield as much as possible, whether it's just a TFL or with a sack attached to it. Like, we got to get them in the backfield, keep them off schedule as much as possible, make Manning panic. And at that point, we're in the driver's seat. So if we do it early enough, we can get a suitable lead early in the, going into the second quarter. I think we'll be able to do that for sure.
Mika, definitely enjoy you being here, checking out your show Thursday night at 8 p.m. on the Ohio Podcast. Got to go to bed. Good night, fellas. Go Buckeyes, national champions. We are building a dynasty unlike anything ever seen before. If we get close to that, damn.
Let's pump the brakes for now on the dynasty talk.
If they can take over for Saban, good night, man.
I would love that. Everything in my life would be great if that happens. But we got a couple more natties to win soon for dynasty to be in the conversation.
The Ohio State University football is saturated with journalists. It may take you a while before you get recognized.
Yeah.
I think he's talking to Mika. Could be talking to me. Either way, go
it's
for
good
it.
Advice. Yeah, it's good advice no matter what.
Don't stop. It's just like anything else. You don't get anywhere unless you try.
Yep. And just wait for Jerry Emick to retire.
You got to outwork competition. He gets a bad rap, but I'll give him one thing, man. He's been doing it for years. And can you imagine the amount of requests that you get and the amount of work and the amount of constant, and he knows everyone's name, knows everyone's affiliation, and says it by memory. I mean, the dude is doing his job well. It's just a thankless job.
Yeah.
Because you're in charge of anyone else and everyone else. Mike Tyson, everyone has a plan until you get hit in the mouth. Abso-freaking-lutely Bugsy's daddy. That's perfect. Everyone has a plan until you punch him in the mouth.
Jerry Emick just needs to do a better job at promoting players, especially when awards are on the line. I think if he had just done that this whole time, a lot of people would not bash him so much. But it just doesn't seem like what you see other guys that are SIDs for teams who are promoting these players, getting billboards in New York put up for him for Heisman talk, for crying out loud. And Jerry,
is that his job or the marketing department? I don't really know.
I'm sure he has a hand in that for sure. Because other SIDs from other schools, they're always promoting their players or retweeting stuff when award posts get put on. And Jerry Emick's just sitting at home, probably smoking a stogie by the fire and not caring. So.
This might be the best comment of the day. You win.
Yep, gotta hit the hay too.
Hey, night Buckeye family, stay blessed. It's 11 p.m. watching OSU Buckeyes. We are hardcore fans. Lunatic Fringe. I love the Lunatic Fringe. That's what it's all about. Just throwing you up some inspiration, Steve. Doug, you know what? I appreciate it. I need it, man. I just need to keep the grind going. So
and
get off here and start.
Shame on Kirk Herbstreit for saying the lunatic fringe is a bad thing. I'm just
I within reason, right? If you're out there, the lunatic fringe is great because it's all lunatic fringe, right? If you're a fanatic, you're a lunatic. You're a fanatic. But when you cross the line and threaten to end your people and stuff like that's insanity, really. More in lunatic fringe, I guess, kind of means that.
Just do what I did, and if we lose a game and you have a souvenir cup with Ryan Day on it, like I did last November, find the nearest dumpster, throw him in there, spit at him, hope he gets fired, and walk away. Don't do anything else. Oh, and look how that turned out. And a couple months later,
now we love it. Do Michigan start to talk some crap? Not just Texas fans, but Michigan's already started, man.
When have they stopped?
Right. Dude, you win 4 games and get lucky.
It makes me regret. It makes me regret not talking way more shit when we won 8 in a row and just making them miserable.
That's the thing. They're talking now like Ohio State fans were talking like after 2 decades of winning.
Yeah.
And it's just like, come on, man. It's 4 years. I get it.
We were too humble.
You flipped the script, though. They did. And they deserve the right to talk. It's just like you don't say it's not a rivalry anymore because we're winning so much and we're going to beat you just like we have the last 100 times. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, just stop talking.
They never do.
Like,
they never do.
But whatever. All right. So this guy's saying Brandon Hillman. Brandon Hillman. He was saying on flipping the switch from hitting teammates to hitting players on New Mexico, how I look at it, they got the same colors as fucking Ohio State.
True.
All right, man. Well, true. I guess
it was funny. It was funny when Alex Orji was playing a little bit for UNLV. They said Orji scores in the scarlet and gray, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be weird for him to hear.
That's got to sting.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but
well, it's getting late for us too, Alex. Man, I appreciate you joining me.
No problem.
It's officially the week
that
Ohio State football starts. 4 days, and most of these people are already off here now. So, you know what? It's 3 days for them.
Mm-hmm. We're close.
It's getting close to midnight.
Midweek, baby.
We're counting down. Here we go. Well, Buckeye Bikers out. Thank you all very much. God bless. Get us a favor. Like, share, subscribe. Support us, man, so we can keep on doing this. All right? And go support Mika on Thursday night, 8 o'clock, the Ohio Podcast. Peace out.
Go Bucks.
God bless. Horns down. Get them out of here. Get those horns out of here. This won't end. It wants us to keep going. We've got to keep